Today is March 1st. Wait a minute, yesterday. Anyway, it's either March 1st or February 29th. Probably it's March 1st. I saw this YouTube video about this guy. He says that he has two types of trading. One of them is range bound, the other is trending. That makes sense to me now. In the past, it didn't make any sense because I had no clue. Now it does. So I thought about this thing called the box. And when it's range bound, it's in a box. But when it's trending, it's moving out of the box. And I thought to myself, the box, the height and the width of the box, it varies based on what it's going to do. So if the box is very narrow, that means that it achieved, it's like having a long wick. Instantaneous drop, and then it moves back up within that time frame. So that means that the market intended to go down, but it changed its mind very quickly. And it's moving back up. And so there's a higher propensity for the stock to move back up. But the wider something is, by establishing a wider base in multiples of time, the incremental time frames, that defines that it is settling on its value and is requiring some other information to move it either up or down. So it could have like a 90 degrees Z shape, where it drops to the box and then it falls out to the other side of the box. So many times when the width of the box is not too wide, but it's very thin, it is possible that it's going to keep going down. But when the box is wide, there is a chance that the stock is going to reverse, and it's like I was on, well, they call it X now. The Twitter sounds a lot more appropriate, but the owner can do whatever the owner wants to do. If he owns something, he can do whatever he wants to do. So changing it to X, okay? Formerly known as Twitter, there's this Yoda of trading says that when a base of S&P Capital, his name is Steven. He says, when a base is established, the wider it is, it's going to have a greater propensity to move out of that region with greater force. So it all ties into this guy named Red in a movie. It's the movie is called what's the movie called? What is the movie called? It's there's a guy named Red. He's in prison for a murder he committed when he was young, and then this Andy Dupree gets framed for the murder, and then he goes to prison. And it's called Shawshank Redemption. So periodically, Red is asked a question from the parole board. And one of the questions that the parole board asks is, do you feel that you have been rehabilitated? And then for many years, he would say, well, yes, and things like that. And they would make a stamp. They would just, on the paper, it's a stamp, denied. And then at the end, he doesn't care anymore. He's old, and he says to the board, well, Sonny, I don't give a damn. And he says, that young little fella that committed that horrible crime, whatever it is, and something, something. I'm not an actor, so I don't remember the line. But it says, well, Sonny, I don't give a damn. That's what he said. So, it seems to me there's two things that occurs, which is it trends into the box, and that box is essentially a prison. And then when rehabilitation occurs, hopefully, then whether it's premature or not, if it's premature, it'll go back into the box. But it's called a fake out. And then when it's fully rehabilitated, it'll either go up or commit harder crimes, whatever situation is. So it is essentially the movements between box to box is called rehabilitation.